Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're gonna watch a video here today. I'm gonna react to Penguin Zoe talking about Gordon Ramsay's cooking. Now, I love Gordon Ramsay. I also love Moist Critical. They're both awesome people. They both have a lot of years in what they do. Moist Critical with swearing and, making content on YouTube for like 7+ years, probably. Yeah. And Gordon Ramsay being a cooking god. So I wanted to react to this video because I love MasterChef, that show Gordon Ramsay's on, and as well as others. I think that they're both great celebrities, and for this collaboration to happen in at least some way, it's good enough for me to react to it. So let's get into it.
There's no chef more famous than Gordon Ramsay. He's worshipped as a culinary god, a superhero
That's
in
also
the kitchen, the Tony Stark of starch.
Yep.
I've never been lucky enough to try one of his delectable cuisines, so I'm only going by word of mouth and how revered he is as a chef. I'm assuming with all of the shows that he's had and how much fun I've had watching those shows, he's got to at least know what he's doing to some degree, but I've never actually tried one.
Definitely. So like Gordon Ramsay's had just so much time in the kitchen that he really has to, just scratch that. He don't have to do anything. He knows how to cook, and so people might not understand that. And it seems like Moist Critical isn't really too happy about this. So I'm just, looking forward to what happens next. I also put the time on 1.5 times actually because I need a little more stimulation. So I'm just gonna,
One of his meals. And then he posted a video on YouTube last year, almost a year ago exactly today, that was a recipe for his special grilled cheese sandwich. And this immediately made me discredit everything he's ever done in his life. All his accolades, all that prestige.
Really?
I wiped his ass with it when he posted that video. He posted that fucking grilled cheese video.
Come on, man. Okay, whoa. You're going to discredit everything Gordon Ramsay has done or, what his credibility just because of a sandwich? You're doing this for content, right? This is, you're baiting your audience, right? Yes? Maybe? Let's find out.
Then Superman can bleed. Most people, it was met with a negative response, and then people just kind of roasting Ramsay for it. I imagine he still is a good chef, but there's one thing he struggles with, and it's grilled cheese, clearly. But I didn't want to just judge a book by its cover. I've watched plenty of Darman videos. I know that that's not the way to do things.
Right.
So I decided I was going to cook this grilled cheese and try it for myself.
Cheeses. A Romano with pepperberry and Asiago.
I'll tell you what, I've had many a grilled cheese in my life, and never once did I think of trying either of these two cheeses.
Those cheeses don't look too appetizing. I have to admit there. Yeah, but that's, with food snobs in the food culinary world, there's such a spectrum to everything. So, of course, there's cheeses like this. And it could work together. And I think that's what Gordon Ramsay's trying to highlight. And really, I'm not seeing it yet. But, of course, with being a chef, you make it palatable.
Cheeses in there, and I've never even heard of a Romano with pepperberry. That sounds like some forbidden cheese Ramsay himself whipped up in a laboratory like Frankenstein. I also couldn't find this playful little cheese anywhere at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
I'd ask for the fucking Corky Romanos, and they'd look at me like I was a lunatic. They'd never even heard of them.
Dude, I worked at a grocery store before, and I would tell you, you can F off. I'm not going to help you.
Romano cheese in their goddamn life. They seemed like revolted that I'd even ask, like as if I was asking for propane to put on my sandwich. So I had to settle with the closest thing I could find, which is grated Romano.
Slices. So I can take off the rind easily.
That cheese looks like bread, dude.
With the precision of a surgeon, I was easily able to cleave through the Asiago and get a nice big strip just like in the video.
Now that cheese looks good.
A shitty grilled cheese, I used the any % Romano skip. Since mine's grated, I didn't have to bother cutting it like.
Dude, is this cheese even, like, can you even melt this? It looks like that kind of cheese, which doesn't, but did I just read a comment on YouTube before I started this video, and that's why I'm highlighting it?
The thing about a great grilled cheese is make sure the bread is not too thin. The beautiful locally.
Oh, that bread looks amazing, dude.
Find the exact giant.
That looks like from heaven. Are you kidding me? Look at this. You ever seen bread like that? Look at the whiteness in the middle. Like the consistency. Yo, looks like a cloud from heaven.
It's not really a great idea to use this kind of bread for a grilled cheese. I've never had it on this bread. In theory, I think it could work, but I think it'd take a lot more time and care to make a good grilled cheese using this bread. Typically, just use some fucking bread or some shit. You don't need to reinvent the condom here.
True.
Butter, okay, and always
it works.
Butter heavily on the outside. You'll see why, especially when you get that nice crispy texture.
Now, I'm a classically trained chef, so
dude,
I'm just exploring a technique called the.
Just everything Gordon Ramsay says sounds like it always should have been like that. That is the way it is. That is the truth. It makes me hungry. Oh God. I'm glad I paused it here. Look at this. Come on, man. If you're trying to replicate Gordon Ramsay's dish, You got a paper plate? Paper plate? Continue, please.
Rubby scrubby with the butter here. Gordon uses just spreadable melted butter, but I took it a step further. I really wanted to make this shine. Also, didn't have any like actual spreadable butter. I just had sticks.
Yo.
I just really laid it on there. I slathered it there. I even tried to wrap it like a little blanket on the outside.
What
of the bread.
is this?
Made sure it was a good distribution. It's a pretty advanced technique. Maybe even Gordon Ramsay isn't familiar with it. So
Tailor make it in a way that it becomes somewhat almost fitted to the bread.
I'm not even gonna pause
This is
it.
where the grated Romano
You see the
really
difference,
bites me in
right?
the ass. I couldn't get that good fit in there, so I just kind of have fucking sawdust of Romano here next to some chunks of Asiago. You know, just the way Mom used to make here. It's kind of hard to follow the recipe to a T because I couldn't find one of the crucial cheeses. But we're gonna make do. The flavors.
What is that placement? There's butter under this cheese on the left, right? Yo.
Should still be about
Just-
the same, I would imagine.
And the secret behind this grilled cheese,
I already want it to end.
kimchi, homemade kimchi, which is going to give a nice spicy texture to that incredible cheese.
When I first got to this point in the video, I had to check what date it was posted because I thought it was an April Fool's joke. Fucking kimchi on a grilled cheese just coming out of nowhere. It just seems like that was the first thing he saw when he walked in the
Kimchi
kitchen and
is
said,
pretty
"Fuck it."
good,
You know,
but
I imagine
that
if he'd
is
seen anything, he would
weird.
have thrown it in there like, oh, that flour pot.
gonna make it
I'm gonna
work.
dump some of the soil on the grilled cheese and try and convince people it's a good idea. But regardless, I'm following it along. I got kimchi, which I've never had before in my life, and we're just
Cool.
gonna pile it on just like Gordon Ramsay does. He does specify homemade
Kimchi's
kimchi,
pretty good.
but I'm not making kimchi, don't know how, so I just got it from this can here. But hey, maybe whoever produces this made it at their house and then just sells it at the store. So
Canned kimchi. Canned. Okay. Anything canned. You have to have some preparation with it because there's preservatives. You get the chemicals. You taste it. You taste it in the food. This is just
I mean, it still counts. I'd say.
oh man, I should really lay off Master Chef
A beautiful fireplace over there.
because I'm just getting hurt
Touch of
now.
olive oil in. Beautiful.
A touch of
Yeah, so
olive
this plan
oil.
here actually uses the fireplace.
A
to cook
touch
grilled
of
cheese. I
olive
don't wanna be like
oil.
a real idiot sandwich just using 21st century technology.
That man made a swimming pool in that pan. But hey, olive oil is delicious cooked with anything, so that's fine.
I have a fireplace, so I couldn't do this step as
Just making sure. Yep.
he does either. But I have to wonder, why the fuck is he using the fireplace to cook it anyway? I can't imagine that adds much to it. I mean, maybe like if some of the wood in the fireplace ends up in the sandwich, maybe that's cool. Like we like some wood chips in there, that'd be cool. But yeah, I couldn't do it, and I wasn't gonna go out back and start a campfire just to follow along.
Turn that over.
Dude.
Push that down. And push down. That helps
Bro.
to get the cheese nicely melted. Turn that over.
Yo.
Look. Beautiful. The cheese is melted.
Yeah, Gordon, the man who calls half the chefs he ever encounters a fucking donkey, somehow burns the grilled cheese. He just burns the bread and doesn't even manage to melt the cheese. If this is how it's done, then everyone's been fucking up.
It
You know,
didn't
if your
look
cheese melts,
melted.
you ruin the
I'll
grilled
give him
cheese by
that.
Gordon standards, it seems.
From
It's really confusing because this is a video. We can all see the cheese is not melted. It's still blocky. It still
yeah.
looks cold. But he's saying that it's melted. I don't know
It's
if Gordon
probably
thought he was on
warm.
a podcast or something where we weren't able to actually look at his
It's
work,
probably,
so we
like,
could just, lie
kinda
about it.
melted.
But it's pretty laughable that he's just going against what your eyes are clearly telling you. But anyway,
It did, okay. Melted. It doesn't have to be a freaking liquid. It could just, be slightly melted, I feel like. I feel like it's fine as long as it's, culinarily valid. That's a word.
mine, so I actually did a better job of cooking this than Gordon does, but everything else is still a disaster.
You did not cook
Sound
this
means
better
it's
than
time
Gordon
for
Ramsay. Dang, bro. No. Yo! I can't watch this, dude.
The cheese is starting to melt. Fuck, I ruined it.
You just pulled it off the heat
Yeah,
entirely.
I'm trying to
Now the cheese melts? Pick a side, man.
blasphemous in the house of Gordon Ramsay grilled cheese. I want to reach in there and grab it, but I know.
Okay, I don't know. I think a 6-year-old could do a better job.
Saved.
And I mean that in a nice way. He botched it. He botched it.
That's incredible.
If someone served this to Gordon on one of his shows, he'd flip a table and piss his pants. You can't even melt cheese! You fucking donut! The cheese isn't even melted! And yet here's like, oh my god, this is what.
Probably. He'd be skeptical, but
Oh my god, this is.
I hate to take, I hate to be biased, but I feel like this isn't true. Gordon Ramsay would accept the dish. He made it, after all, and it's probably delicious. And there's a big difference between, a YouTuber making it and the chef god. Not only that, what the fuck does Critikal know about cooking? He doesn't cook. He had a paper plate. That's all you need to know about the situation. Let's get on with the
Amazing.
video.
Remarkable what the pepperberry does with the acidity of the kimchi.
Okay.
Like, it's just crazy. I don't understand what happened here. There's no chance Gordon actually thought he made something good here. Because the cheese isn't even melting. You failed the only step in grilled cheese, which is melting the cheese. The final product isn't even a grilled cheese. He ended up making a Lunchable. It's just some cold cheese with like some meat in the middle there. But hey, I followed the steps, so maybe it tastes better than it looks.
It looked like a Lunchable. Hey, that actually looks pretty good.
Now that's a grilled cheese.
That doesn't look too bad. I like the crisp on the top. You know, it's well done. Ah man, that paper plate though.
Yep. That tastes about as awful as I expected it to be.
Well, okay then.
Try the more kimchi heavy side. Maybe that Gordon Ramsay like to say the acidity is going to bring out the flavor of the pepperberry.
Bro, you clearly didn't remember what you did to that bread. You violated it with butter. That thing was... Nah, dude. They treat people better in prison.
Yum, yum, yum.
You really look like you're enjoying that one.
Oh, it's real good. And the kimchi on the grilled cheese, that's the Krabby Patty secret formula, I'll tell you what.
Oh, man.
Maybe it's because we got a cabbage-based kimchi. What?
It's so bad.
Kimchi is
Oh my
always
God.
cabbage-based. Or
want more.
usually, yeah.
You're biting into fucking hard cheese in kimchi. Whee!
You know,
There's no shot.
I gotta go back to this part. There's something about it that makes me think it's not actually that bad. Notice how he takes more than one bite. And at first,
He's up to the hype.
he raises his eyebrows like he's surprised. Kind of.
Yep. That tastes about as awful as I expected it to be.
Okay, it's kind of a reach here, but I think deep down, he knew what Gordon Ramsay was doing. And in his mind, he had to keep up this front that, yes, it's terrible, or else the video was ruined. Or else everything, you know, was bad. But something tells me deep down, he's putting up a front. It was actually delicious. Let's be real here. Moist Critical only makes good stuff. With that fact,
Let's try the more kimchi heavy side. Maybe that Gordon Ramsay like to say the acidity is going to bring out the flavor of the pepperberry. We don't have
You
pepperberry.
don't have.
I think that Jesus has a point here. Californian Jesus actually has a really good point there. The kimchi probably has really nice acidity, and it does provide a balance to the cheese, you know, the bread, the butter. So if anything, I think what he was going for was a balanced dish, and yeah, Critical didn't appreciate it too much. I'm gonna name him Californian Jesus now. That's for sure. Yeah, that's what we're naming him. But I think I'm gonna end the video there. I appreciate everyone watching and hope you like this video because I had trouble enjoying it. But overall, great. I love these two guys. They're awesome. Check out their stuff, which you probably already have. All right, see you later.